This $800 Bangkok condo has 2 bedrooms, a recording studio, a photo studio, and amenities that feel illegal for this price. But here's the twist. For $600, this Riverside apartment has a basketball court, a rock climbing wall, and one of the best views in Bangkok. And that's not all. I'm also showing you a $300 budget option that might actually be the smartest deal of all. So which one actually worth your money? And how far does your money really go here in Bangkok? Today we are testing 3 completely different budgets in 3 completely different parts of Bangkok. Let's start with Rama 4.
I'm here in Rama 4 to show you the $300 option. Now, Rama 4 is not a small neighborhood, it's a long road.
But this area has a lot of condos, easy city access, and for this budget, the real question is simple. Can you still live in Bangkok comfortably without spending a lot? Let's start with what actually works for this condo. First, the location is solid. You're about 12 minutes from the BTS, so you're not directly on the train line, but you're still close enough where daily life doesn't feel difficult. Now, the first amenity that surprised me was the pool. It's not just one of those small decorative pools that looks good in photos. This one actually has decent length, so you can do some laps if you want to swim. There's also enough seating around it, so even if you're not swimming, you can come down here, read, relax, or just get out of your room for a bit. For $300, that's already a pretty strong start. Next is the gym, and this is where you can clearly see the price point. It's basic, it's small, you have the bare minimum here, but for $300, I also don't think that's a deal breaker. So the gym is not impressive, but it's usable. And at this budget, usable is already better than nothing. Next is the green space, and this might be my favorite part of the condo. It's right next to the pool, and I always like when condos give you some kind of nature instead of just concrete everywhere. The area is well kept. You have plants, trees, a lot of greenery, and a few places to sit down and relax. And it's not just this small garden area. The whole first floor has this little park feeling to it. So if you're the kind of person who likes having some green space around you, this condo actually does a pretty good job. They also have a 7-Eleven right inside the condo, which is actually a big convenience. And they also have an EV charging station. That's another small plus. They do have this basketball court too, but I'm not going to oversell it. As you can see, this is not really a proper court. If you want to see a real basketball court, wait until we get to the second condo, because that one actually has a serious court. For $300, I think the amenities are surprisingly good. So now let's go upstairs and see if this place is actually comfortable enough to live in, or if this is where the $300 price starts to make sense. This room is 28 square meters, and the first thing you feel when you walk in is that this is an older unit. This building was built in 2011, so if you're watching this in 2026, this condo is already about 15 years old. And you can feel that in the design. It doesn't have that brand new modern condo look, but not everyone wants a brand new glass box that looks exactly like every other condo in Bangkok. Older units like this can be appealing to some people because they feel a little more cozy, a little more lived in, and less sterile than some of the newer condos. So yes, the design feels dated, but I don't think that automatically makes it bad. It depends on what kind of feeling you want in your home, and the room itself is functional. You still have a TV area, a separate bedroom space, a small kitchen, a dining table, and a bathroom that does the job, so don't let the older look fool you. If I lived here, I would probably change the furniture and make it look more modern. But I'm curious, would you live in a 28 square meter condo like this for $300 a month? Let me know in the comments.
This option was very basic, but that's kind of the point. For $300, you are basically only getting the essential.
Now let's hop on a bike and see what happens when you double the budget. Now we're by the river and things start looking very different. Because at $600, we're no longer just talking about the basics or the cheapest way to live in Bangkok. Now we're entering good living territory. This is where the question changes from, can I live here, to, is this lifestyle worth paying double? Let's take a look at the main draw of this condo, the Riverside pool. And compared to the $300 condo, this isn't even the same league. Bigger pool, better design, better views, more places to sit, and a much more premium feeling overall. Right away, this pool blows the first condo out of the water. Right next to the pool, you also have this co-kitchen terrace. So if you want to have friends over, host a small gathering, or even do a barbecue, you actually have a dedicated space for it. And I think it complements the pool really well. Instead of just having a nice pool to look at, you have an area where people can actually spend time together, which makes this whole section of the condo feel much more complete. The gym is upstairs. I wasn't able to film it properly myself, but the landlord sent me this footage. So at least you can see what it looks like inside. And from what I saw, it's still pretty much your average condo gym. But compared to the $300 condo, the equipment looks newer and the view is way better. So it's not a huge selling point, but it is still an upgrade. But the gym is not the only place to work out here. You also have a yoga and dancing studio, a rock climbing wall, and a proper basketball court. So even if the gym itself is just average, the overall fitness setup is way better than the $300 condo. The rooftop itself is pretty basic. You get some nice views of the city, but honestly, I wish they had done more with this space. It feels a little empty considering how much room they have up here. Now for the Sky Lounge, I couldn't film it myself, so the landlord sent me this footage. And from what I can see, it's actually pretty nice. The design looks good, the views are solid, and it seems to be spread across 2 levels, which gives it a more premium feel than your typical condo common area. So overall, the amenities here are definitely a step up from the $300 condo. But amenities can only take you so far. Now it's time to see the room. Because if you're still not sold on this condo, this is the part that might change your mind. Now this is a 26 square meter studio, and compared to the first condo, this is a completely different style. The first one felt older and more cozy. This one feels more like the newer Bangkok condos. Modern, minimal, clean, and very space efficient. And you can tell they're using every inch here. The kitchen is small, but that's expected in a studio like this. You still get a tall fridge, a washing machine, and enough space to make it work. If you're not cooking huge meals every day, the TV is a nice size, and you also get some storage underneath, which helps because in a room this small, storage matters a lot. Then you have this sofa next to the window, and for me, this window is the best thing about the whole room. You get a nice city view with the river right there, and honestly, that's what you're paying for here. Because the room itself is small, it feels small. I'm 6 feet 3 inches, so for me personally, I don't think I could live here comfortably long term. But I can definitely see a smaller person or someone who doesn't need much space making this work. Since this is a studio, your bedroom is basically your living room. The bed fits in the corner, you have storage next to it, and the layout does a good job for 26 square meters. The balcony is also small, but it's still useful. You can step outside, get some air, and again, you have that river and city view. The bathroom is also clean and minimal. Nothing too crazy, but it has that newer modern condo design, which matches the rest of the room. So this room is not about space. This room is about the view and the lifestyle around the building. But not everything is perfect with this condo. One thing I don't like is the location. Yes, you're by the river and the views are great, but you're quite far from the BTS and MRT. So realistically, you're going to be relying on motorcycle taxis a lot more than the first condo. And this is also one of those condos with a long entrance road. You guys already know I hate this. Every time you come home, you still have that extra stretch before you actually get to the building. And after a while, it starts to get annoying. Now you do have a 7-Eleven right outside, which helps. But overall, I wouldn't call this the most convenient condo in Bangkok. If you're watching this and thinking, yeah, I could live here, or no way, this is way too small, that's exactly the point. The right condo depends on your budget, your lifestyle, and what you actually care about. If you're planning a move to Thailand and you're not sure where you fit, check out Thailand Move Check below. It'll help you figure out which city and lifestyle make the most sense for you before you start spending money. Now let's see what happens when you add just $200 more to the rent, because this next condo is where things start getting ridiculous. We already saw the cheap condo and we already saw the Riverside lifestyle condo, but now we're in Rama 9, one of Bangkok's newer business areas, and the question is, when you push the budget to $800, how much better can these condos actually get? At $800, this condo is not just a small upgrade. This is where the building itself becomes the main selling point. This is a brand new building, completed in 2025, and you can feel that right away. Everything looks cleaner, newer, and more polished. Let's start with the amenities. First, you have the yoga and Pilates studio. It's bright, modern, spacious, and it actually feels like a place people would use, not just a random empty room with mats. Then you have this open garden area between the buildings. It gives the condo a little escape from the city with greenery, seating areas, and even a mini golf area, which is something you don't see every day. Now let's take a look at the common areas, because this is where the building really starts to separate itself from the other two condos. You have this large lounge and co-working area that honestly feels more like a hotel lobby than a condo common space. Right next to it, you also have a co-kitchen area. This is another amenity I really like because it's actually useful. Whether you want to host friends, have a small gathering, work on your laptop, or just change your environment for a bit, it's a nice space to have. And this is one of the things that makes this building feel more complete than the previous condos. It feels like they actually thought about how people live, work, and socialize. And speaking of work and creativity, let me show you one of the most unique amenities in this building. They have a full photography studio with lights, a backdrop, and space to shoot content. And then we have what might be the most unique amenity in the entire building, the recording studio. I wasn't expecting something like this in a condo. This isn't just a small room with a microphone thrown in the corner. You have instruments, speakers, dedicated seating, sound treatment, and enough equipment that it actually feels like a real studio. If you're a musician, podcaster, content creator, or even someone who just enjoys making music, having something like this inside your building is pretty wild. Most condos compete by adding another pool table or another meeting room. This building decided to put in a recording studio instead. Will everyone use it? Probably not, but that's what makes it interesting. It's one of those amenities that instantly makes the building feel different from every other condo I've toured in Bangkok. And if you're the type of person who would actually use it, this amenity alone could save you money on renting studio space somewhere else. You also have a kids club, which makes the building more useful for families. The gym is another strong point. This is not like the first two condos where the gym was just okay. Here you get more space, better equipment, city views, free weights, machines, cardio equipment, and a stretching area. For most people, you probably don't need an outside gym membership here. Then you have the rooftop garden and infinity pool. The rooftop feels calm, green, and well maintained, and the pool has a good size, modern design, seating, and city views all around. So before we even see the room, this building already feels like the most complete lifestyle package in the video. Now let's look at the two-bedroom. This unit is around 35 square meters with one bathroom. It's not huge, but the layout works well, and the modern finishes make it feel clean and upscale. You have this open kitchen area right when you walk in. It's not huge, but it looks clean, modern, and practical enough for simple cooking. And one thing I really like is this big table in the main area. The main bedroom gets good natural light, has storage, a nice view, and even a small desk area that can work as a compact work setup or makeup station. The second bedroom is smaller, but it still works as a guest room, office, or kids room. The bathroom is modern, clean, and matches the rest of the unit. It's simple, but it feels high quality. So this condo is not about giving you the biggest room, it's about giving you the best overall package, a modern two-bedroom, a brand new building, strong common areas, a serious gym, a rooftop pool, creative studios, green space, and amenities you almost never see at this price. So for $800, this is easily the most complete condo in the video. But this is also where Bangkok gets confusing, because once you see 3 condos like this, you realize it's not just about price. It's about location, building age, room size, amenities, commute, lifestyle, and what you actually care about day to day. And that's exactly why I put together the Bangkok Starter Pack. It helps you understand Bangkok before you start spending money on hotels, viewings, agents, or the wrong area. So if you're planning to move here and you want a clear idea of how Bangkok actually works, check it out below. Now let's compare all 3 and decide which one is actually worth your money. So here's the real answer. The $300 option is best if you want to keep your costs low but still live here in Bangkok. If you really care about views, good amenities, and don't mind the location, then the second option is good for you. But if you care more about space, convenience, and creative spaces, then the third option is the best one for you. So the winner really depends on what you value more. Do you want to save money? Do you care about views? Or you want space and convenience? But that brings even a bigger question. This is what $300, $600, and $800 gets you in Bangkok. But what happens when you double your condo budget? If you want to find out, click right here. Up anymore. I know you only want me when you're drunk and feeling lonely. Don't text me things you don't